you to laugh with your mouth at the next comedian. She is hilarious every time I've seen her. Makes me laugh so much. Give it up right now for Taizah Reed!
I almost sent out an SOS. That was a lot of SOSs. Is that how many are really in that song? 25? That's criminal. I feel like if someone picked that for karaoke, you just tell them to get down. You're like, you're done. That's enough. That's no more karaoke songs for you. That's funny. Man, I'm feeling good today. My period just ended. Yeah! Does it really ever end, though? I know it's coming back next month. That's depressing. Oh, my mother was just in town, too, while I was on my period. Yeah. Oh, good. You like your mom a lot. Yeah, so my mom was in town, and here's the thing. I was trying to make, the best of it, right? Before she even got here, I asked her, is there anything that you want to do while you're here? Right? And she was like, no, I just want to spend time with my baby. I was like, okay. And then last minute, the day before she comes, she's like, well, there's one thing. If there's just one thing you could do for your dear, sweet old mom. And I was like, okay, yeah, of course, Mom, anything. Anything for you, my life giver, you know? And she was like, if you could just get me a tour of the Nike facility. I was like, I am a bra fitter by day, comedian by night. When did you think I got a Nike Connect? And then she's like, you're right. But one day when you're a famous comedian, maybe then. I was like, yeah, because all those comedian Nike collabs that they're doing all the time, I think. Because comedy's a sport, so that makes sense. Oh, that's sweet of her to think that that's going to happen. But it was fine having her here, but just, how your mom can just get under your skin? Just that she can always she knows the right things to say to just, and my mom always just says weird things. She just says weird things. Like when I was growing up, I had really messed up teeth. I had cousin fucking teeth. Like I had my grill looked just real inbred. It didn't look good. And it was my biggest insecurity. And one day at school, this is when I was in middle school, a boy asked me to be his girlfriend, and I told him no. And he said, "That's fine. You're ugly and you need braces anyway." Yeah, you guys don't have to be sad. It happened to me. You can laugh. And it made me so sad, though. So I went home to my mom, and I cried to her, and I was like, Mom, I'm just so ugly. And she's like, you are not ugly. And I was like, yes, I am. I'm never going to be pretty like the other girls because my teeth look so bad. And she goes, no, Taizah, you're beautiful. And I tell you all the time that you're beautiful. I'm like, well, yeah, but you just have to say that to me because you're my mom. She goes, no. If you weren't beautiful, I would just say that you're, smart or something. Like, thanks. That's what I needed to hear right now. So yeah, my mom. And it was hard being on my period when I was with my mom, because when I'm on my period, I'm just not the right person. I'm a different person. I've been on my period and eaten a whole entire family-sized bag of chips. I'm not a family. That's not what a sane person does, And it's so hard being on my period because I have a copper IUD, so it's even worse. It makes your periods heavier and terrible, and it makes your coin purse just smell like a coin purse all the time. And it makes my flow so heavy. And here's the thing, I don't like saying that I have a heavy flow. I like saying I have a well-endowed flow. That seems... Because I like to think of period flows the same way that men think about their penis sizes, So, my period is, 7 days, real heavy, super strong. So that's at least a 12-incher to me, you know what I mean? It's swinging between my knees. Yeah. And having a copper IUD is interesting because, usually most women, it's just on their periods that their vagina gets to smell like pennies, or Joy's Cuban guy. But me, just 24/7, smells like a Chuck E. Cheese coin slot down there. Men go down on me, they come up, they're like, it tastes like my childhood down there. The nostalgia. No one's ever said that. I have had a man tell me that my pussy felt like home. But I only date guys from broken homes, so that's... I don't want my vagina to feel like when your dad left. That's not a compliment to me. It was interesting having my mom in town. She got to see me do a little bit of comedy, which was cool, get to see what I do. And it's funny because like my parents' friends like follow me on social media, so they always see my comedy. And they'll hit my parents up all the time. They're like, oh my gosh, she's doing so well. I love her stuff. Did you always know she was going to be a comedian? And they go, no, I didn't even know she was funny. I'm like, that's fine. I didn't know you guys were going to get divorced and make me not believe in love. So I guess we're all full of surprises. We're a surprise family. It's fine. I don't fault my parents for getting divorced, though. Sometimes you got to get divorced. Like marriage is hard. Relationships are hard. Being with a man is really hard. Yeah, being with a man is so hard. Not you guys. Not the men in here. You guys are cool. The other men. But it, and just all males are just difficult, And I say that like overall species, males are difficult. And I say this because I just found out from TikTok, so it has to be true, that I found out how anglerfish get together. All right, you guys know what anglerfish are? They're like the fish that have like they got like a lamp, And so the way that they get together, right, is a male anglerfish will find a female, and the male anglerfish are about half the size, even probably like a quarter of the size of the females. So they find a female and they bite onto her and latch onto her, right? And then they start to fuse their body into her, okay? And the first thing to go is their eyes. And I think this is true in male humans as well. Because as soon as you get with a man, he just can't find shit. You become his directory for his stuff. You know what I mean? Like they're just always looking, or they never know where fucking anything is at all. You have to find out. You're laughing because you know where all his shit is right now. And that's true. Like you would never. And here's the thing, right? And this is true because I was with my friend the other day, right? Her husband texts her, and he's like, "Where are the batteries?" Right? And she goes, "Okay, batteries for what?" And he goes, "For power, for energy." All right? She goes, and here's the thing: she's better than me because I would have gone home, found the batteries, put them in a sock, beat him with it. It would have got immediately domestic. Because why are you answering like that, right? She's better than me though, right? So she texted, she was like, yeah, power for what? And he tells her what it was for. And she's like, so why couldn't you have just said that? And he goes, well, I don't know, you're just so hard to understand sometimes. And this was so dumb because men always say this shit, right? Women are complicated. Well, you just can't understand anything they're saying. I don't think women are hard to understand. I think men are hard of hearing. I think it's like the eyes go and the ears go immediately after that shit. They do. And here's the thing, too, is it's interesting to me that men can never find anything, right? Can't find anything, but they can always find you. They can always find you. Yeah, always, right? Babe, mom, right? Everyone can always find you. And I've realized children and men, they're using echolocation when they yell for you, right? Because they can't see and they can't hear, so they're using the vibrations in the house now. They had to develop another sense. That's psychotic. So we weren't really allowed to yell when I was growing up. I think my mom knew she was ahead of the game. Yeah, my mom, my parents. Here's the thing is I give them a lot of grace though, right? Because being a parent's hard. Right? Like I wasn't the easiest child for my parents all the time, right? Like I was an angel most of the time, but there I had my days, right? Like when I was a teenager, when I was 16, in the summertime, I went to a house party and I got super drunk. And I didn't tell my parents where I was at. And I didn't answer my phone and my phone died. And so all night my parents are calling me, texting me, and I'm not getting any of it. And I'm like blackout drunk. And they finally found me in the morning at this house that I was at, and they picked me up, and my dad is screaming at me. And he's like, how could you do this? You fucked up so much. I'm so disappointed in you. And he's like really laying into me. And then he says, and if this is worse because you're a girl, and if you get messed up, something really bad could happen to you. Which is true, right? But this, like, it struck something in me because, like, growing up, my dad always kind of treated me like the son that he never had, you know? I have 2 brothers, but my dick is the biggest, so I'm the son he never had. And so he was always extra tough on me, he was extra hard on me, and so I always felt like I had to be really strong, really tough, never mess up, you know, be perfect. And so I interrupted him when he was yelling at me, and I was like, you know what, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I messed up, I'm sorry that I disappointed you, and I'm sorry that I'll never be the boy that you wanted. And you always have to worry about me extra because I'm a girl, I'm so sorry. And my dad just stopped talking, and he didn't talk to me for the rest of the car ride home, he didn't talk to me when we got home, he didn't talk to me for 3 days. And then he came into my room on that last day. I thought he was going to yell at me again. He didn't. He apologized to me. He goes, I'm so sorry if you've ever felt that way. He said, when I found out that your mom was pregnant with you, it was the greatest day of my life. I was so excited. And I hoped that you were a girl. And I told your mom that you were a girl, and I knew that you were a girl. And your mom kept saying you were a boy, but I knew it. I knew in my heart that you were a girl. And when we found out that you were, in fact, a girl, I was so happy because I grew up poor. I never had any real dreams in my life. I wanted food on the table and I wanted a roof over my head. But when I found out that I was having you, you became every dream that I never knew that I wanted. And then a week after that, he took my mom to court so he wouldn't have to pay child support for me anymore. So sometimes you want dreams that you can't afford. All right, you guys, thank you so much. I'm Taizah Reed.